gosh, this is how I felt during my first trimester. I felt like my body was hijacked and I was on this never-ending roller coaster. I was nauseous a lot, had crusty and sensitive nipples, and I was also dealing with anxiety and depression. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl if you are new here. And today I'm gonna go over my first trimester. I'm currently in my third, and the reason why I'm doing it so late is because I have been dealing with like anxiety and depression throughout my pregnancy, and it has been, sometimes I'm like, what am I saying? I've been dealing with anxiety and depression throughout my pregnancy, and so it's been difficult to do like the normal day-to-day things that like I usually do. Plus I've been dealing with anxiety and depression even before being pregnant, so it just only made it a little bit crazier. I want to go over my first trimester. Just some disclaimers. These are my experiences. A lot of pregnant women go through very similar things. A lot of other women also go through different stuff. So if I say something that you're like, oh, I didn't go through that, or I'm not going through that, that's totally okay. All our bodies are different. All our bodies react differently. Our health is different. Our genetics are different. Like everything is different. So that being said, these are my experiences. My first trimester, I did a really good job at writing things down in my phone. And the second trimester, I slacked off because I almost didn't feel pregnant. But that could be for, I'll let you know in my second trimester recap. Let me tell you about my life before pregnancy. I was very active during high school. I am in my mid-20s right now. You know, as you get older, you don't say your age. I was in a sport each year. I had a treadmill in my room. I was hardcore with like running and exercising. I was obsessed with having abs. And now your girl's abs are gone. Thank you, COVID. When I was in college, I remember going to the gym a few times while I lived on campus my freshman year. Sophomore year, junior year, I was a part of an all-star cheer team, so I was exercising then. And then senior year, I don't think I was working out. If I was going a few times to Planet Fitness because your girl was on a budget. As I've gotten older, I've been working out less. And then we all know the pandemic hit. I worked out even less. So now my workouts consist of walking my dog. Health-wise, I am pretty healthy. I don't have any crazy medical history within my family. From what I know, I eat pretty well. I drink a lot of water even before I was pregnant. And I do like junk food, which I indulge here and there. I start with weeks 5 and 6 because that's when I found out I was pregnant. And the first things that I noticed was I had a lot of stinky farts. My family says I fart through my mouth because I burp a lot, and I'm not a farter. So I started to fart a lot more, and it was like rotten egg.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
I started to pee a lot and had to pee immediately. Like I couldn't hold it. I was also nauseous all day, every day. And what really helped were salted crackers, cold water, and Sprite here and there. And I felt depressed. I think a contribution to that is having had a miscarriage in the past. You're just like, is it gonna happen again? You don't know if you should feel happy or sad or what to feel, because you don't want to get attached and then it's taken from you. So definitely felt very down during my week 5 and 6. Week 7, I felt nauseous here and there, mainly in the morning, not like all day. I was very anxious, again, because of the previous miscarriage. Like I just didn't know what was gonna happen. I had lots of stinky farts every second. I'm guessing it was a lot. Again, I had to pee a lot and immediately. I journaled during this time, and just one thing that stood out to me was that I wrote, seeing the house dirty doesn't really make me mad, which if you know me, I am a clean freak, so I would not be able to function with a dirty house. But at this moment, I just wasn't like mad. I felt like I didn't care about anything, and I said I could sleep for hours. So I was waking up late and napping in the afternoon. I kind of felt like I didn't know my why and my purpose at that time. I still don't know it. I just wanted to feel okay and happy and grateful to have the privilege to be pregnant. Week 8. I felt a little bit nauseous. My nipples are crusty. They're like dry and flaky and hurt when my shirt rubs on them. Oh, sleeveless sensitive. I have fewer farts. I had more energy. Minor cramps, almost feeling like period cramps. almost like the feeling of like your ligaments being stretched, something being stretched inside. I would get really cold out of nowhere. And this was also around December. I would literally yell at the wind when I would go for a walk because I was just so upset at how cold it felt. I think my body just wasn't able to regulate my heat or like the cold outside with my body. And this is ultimately a reason why we decided to not go on our trip to Alaska, because I said, if I cannot handle the cold in Arizona, I'm going to die in Alaska. That's how bad it was. So we canceled our trip and we didn't go. I was napping every day during that week and I was drinking less water. Week 9, I felt less crazy hungry and I was more decisive on what I wanted to eat. And I had cravings for ATL wings and Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito. And then after like the 3rd or 4th time we got it, I almost threw up. Like the egg, oh my gosh. No. I was less hungry. I was also easily annoyed by my dog. So when we walk, sometimes he likes to pull because he gets super excited. But I was just so annoyed. And I also was annoyed by kids. I don't know why. I love kids. For some reason, like kids were just being really annoying in my head. Like I would hear them screaming. I'm like stop. Like what are you doing? Like please. I think same with babies. Like I just couldn't hear any screaming or yelling or complaining or kids. Like no. I was drinking less water still. My napping every day stopped. I cramped once or twice that week and no crazy farts. I was nauseous much less and it almost went away. Like, so it was very minimal. I had more energy to clean at this point. I also have seasonal depression. When it's dark and there's no sunlight coming in, like it just makes me feel so sad. So I hate winter. I love summer and spring. That's why I enjoy living here, because I love when the sun burns my skin. Like, it feels so good. Week 10, I was nauseous in the morning, and when I coughed, I had more energy to clean the house. By this point, like I started to do more cleaning because I felt the energy to do so, and maybe started cooking a little bit more, because the previous weeks, like I just couldn't cook. Like I couldn't touch raw meat. We did a lot of eating out during my first few weeks of pregnancy. I had no appetite or cravings. I was snacking more. I was less annoyed by Fluffy. I think like my senses were so strong. I could smell his breath and it just made me feel like ugh. And I can definitely say first trimester, my smelling senses were really up there. Like I could smell my own farts like 10 times worse. Fluffy definitely felt the pain of me like just saying, hey, I need my space, because we are really like close and we cuddle. Poor doggy. I said I can smell my bed sheets. Ew. And I would wash them every week, but yet they still smell to me. I had random small minor cramps here and there, and I napped once after going out. I need a little break. If you haven't noticed, I love this color. Is it like teal? Week 11. Fluffy's less stinky at this point. I'm thirsty. I start to get a little bit more thirsty. I just wasn't able to eat a lot or drink a lot because I would easily get full. I felt a little depressed. It started to get better at this point. I had some stinky farts and I was not nauseous in the morning. I didn't write anything down for weeks 12 and 13. At this point, I take that as I'm feeling a lot better, and there were no significant symptoms that made me feel like I need to write this down, which thank God, because my first trimester, I felt hijacked. Things are happening to you that you have literally no control over. Like you're nauseous and it's nothing that you could do about it. I feel like what didn't help me during my first trimester is the fact that it was winter. Also, first trimester is like overwhelming as well, because you're going through all of these things, but you're also you have to find a doctor. You can either go to your primary doctor and like get a pregnancy test, but they're gonna charge you for that, and then they're gonna send you to an OBGYN and they're gonna ask you to do the same, take a pregnancy test, and they're gonna charge you for that. If they find that you're pregnant, they'll have you come back, do an ultrasound to see how far along you are. And if you're not that far along, they might have to do a transvaginal, which means they stick something in you, and that's how they're able to like see the baby. In my case, we didn't get pictures, we got them emailed to us, which is fine. I guess it's more eco-friendly, but I really would have preferred them printed out. What am I saying? I would have preferred them to be printed out just to have like on my wall or something. So when you do decide to go to an OBGYN, which should be soon after you find out you're pregnant, make sure you check with your insurance that it is in network, because the expenses will be much less than compared to out of network. You can call your insurance and ask them about, hey, what clinics are in network around me, and then you give them your zip code or whatever they ask you for. Super easy. The rest of the visits will just be like talking to the doctor, them catching you up with like what you should expect this month. You get to ask them any questions, any concerns, anything that may be changing or feeling weird first trimester, and like surviving, like getting through all the new symptoms and things you're feeling in your body, napping, taking care of yourself, drinking lots of water, making sure you're eating something, and also very important, taking a prenatal, which ideally you would be taking before you get pregnant, so that your body starts like already having those vitamins that you need to develop your baby. This is the prenatal that I take. I've been taking it for this entire pregnancy. Before I was taking Ritual, which was a little bit expensive, so I stopped taking it. And sometimes the one I take, there's like if you go to your like local pharmacy, sometimes they do like a buy two get one free, or buy one get the other one 50% off. I survived my first trimester, and I know you will too. It is difficult, but just making sure that you're doing the basics, drinking water as little or as much as you can, eating something, taking your prenatals, and napping when your body tells you to nap. You will be okay. You got this. If you have any questions or you want to share your experience, leave it down below. I would love to hear it and see how your first trimester is going or went. We're all different again. Do not compare yourself to my experience, but take this as a learning guide as to how maybe things might be for you, or the similarities between both of them, or the differences. We're all built differently. I will be making a second trimester recap. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.